All right, let's take a look at Jubilees 1. And I believe Jubilees should have been part of the Bible, no doubt. Well, let's read it together, and let's see if we can relate it to things in our life today. And it came to pass in the first year of the exodus of the children of Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, in the 3rd month, on the 16th day of the month, that Elohim spoke to Moshe, saying, Come up to me on the mount, and I will give you 2 sapphire stones of the Torah and of the commandment which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moshe went up into the mount of Elohim, and the glory of Yahuwah abode on Mount Sinai, and a cloud overshadowed it for 6 days. And he called to Moshe on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of the glory of Yahuwah was like a flaming fire on the top of the mount. And Moshe was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights, and Elohim taught him the earlier and the latter history of the division of all the days of the Torah and of the testimony. And he said, Incline your heart to every word which I shall speak to you on this mount, and write them in a sefer, in order that your generations may see how I have not forsaken them, for all the evil which they have wrought in transgressing the covenant which I established between me and you for their generations this day on Mount Sinai. And thus it will come to pass, when all these things come upon them, that they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgments and in all their actions, and they will recognize that I have been truly with them. And this is very important, guys. This is the difference that separates us from Hasatan and our Father from Hasatan, as if we are in the bosom of our Father, is our Father is righteous. He doesn't want unholiness. He doesn't want evil. He doesn't like wickedness. It's all about holiness. And so this is how you can recognize if something is from Yahuwah or it is from Hasatan. Is there evil in it? Because there will not be evil in anything from our Creator. And do you write for yourself all these words which I declare unto you this day, for I know their rebellion and their stiff neck. This is very much possibly talking about you as well, you and me, right? Because he knows us. And this is not just a thing directly after. This is a thing for all generations. And do you write for yourself all these words which I declared you this day, for I know their rebellion and their stiff neck, before I bring them into the land which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham and to Yitzchak and to Jacob. So that's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, Unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange Elohim, to Elohim which cannot deliver them from aught of their tribulation. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them. For they will forget all my commandments. Guys, is this you? Do you know the commandments of God? For they will forget all the commandments, even all that I commanded them, and they will walk after other nations, and after their uncleanliness, and after their shame, and will serve their Elohim. And these will prove unto them an offense and a tribulation and an affliction with a snare. So what he's talking about is if you start worshiping another God other than Yahuwah, which if you are worshiping on Sunday, you are worshiping another God other than Yahuwah, because Yahuwah is not in a Sunday worship. He's not there on the seventh, on the first day. He is there with you on the 7th day. So, and many will perish, and they will be taken captive and fall in the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments, and the feasts of my covenant, and my Shabbat, and my holy place, which I have sanctified for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle and my sanctuary, which I have sanctified for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, and that it should dwell there. And they will make to themselves high places and Asherah poles and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, so as to go astray, and they will sacrifice their children to the devils, and to all the works of the error of their hearts. And I will send witnesses against them, that I may witness against them. But they will not hear, Christians, and will slay the witnesses also. And they will persecute those who seek the Torah. And they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. Guys, let's be realistic. The synagogue of Satan, which I believe is the Christian church, has done all of that. They've changed the dates, they've changed the time, they changed God's laws, they do as they wish, they do as they choose, and they do as they please, and they have you locked into that if you're part of the synagogue of Satan. And I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of other nations for captivity and for prey and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the other nations. Again, is this you? And they will forget all my Torah and all my commandments and all my judgments, and will go astray as to new moons, Shabbat, feast. Do you guys know your feast? Do you even keep Shabbat? What about Jubilees? Do you guys know the ordinances and feast days? And after this, they will turn to me from amongst the other nations with all their heart and with all their soul and with all their strength. And I will gather them from amongst all the other nations, and they will seek me, so that I shall be found of them when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul. And I will disclose to them abounding peace with righteousness, and I will remove them the plant of uprightness. With all my heart and with all my soul, they shall be for a blessing and not for a curse, and they shall be for the head and not for the tail. And I will build my sanctuary in their midst, and I will tabernacle with them, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people in truth and righteousness. You guys, this is what it means, guys. Do you want to be a child of God? It means that you will obey his laws, statutes, and commands, and he will be our Elohim, and he will take care of us. And I will not forsake them, nor fail them, for I am Yahuwah Elohim. And Moshe fell on his face and prayed and said, "Oh, Yahuwah Elohai, do not forsake your people and your inheritance, so they should wander in the error of their hearts, and do not deliver them into the hands of their enemies, the other nations, lest they should rule over them and cause them to sin against you. Let your mercy, O Yahuwah, be lifted up on your people, and create in them an upright Ruach. And let not the Ruach of Belial rule over them, to accuse them before you, and to ensnare them from all the cycles of righteousness, so that they may perish from before your face. But they are your people and your inheritance, which you have delivered with your great power from the hands of Mitzrayim. Create in them a clean heart and a Ruach of HaKodesh, and let them not be ensnared in their sins from henceforth until eternity." And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, "I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff-neckedness, and they will not be obedient till they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. After this, they will turn to me in all uprightness, and with all their heart and with all their soul, and I will circumcise the foreskin of their heart and the foreskin of their heart of their seed, and I will create in them a Ruach HaKodesh, and I will cleanse them, so they shall not turn away from me from that day until eternity. And their souls will cleave to me and to all my commandments, and they will fulfill my commandments, and I will be their father, and they shall be my children." My friends, this is a promise from your Creator right here. If you cleave to the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Father, he will be our Father. He will be your Father. He will guide you and take you. And they all shall be called children of the living Elohim, and every angel and every Ruach shall know, yea, they shall know that these are my children, and that I am their Father in uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them. And do you write down for yourself all these words which I declare unto you on this mountain, the first and the last which shall come to pass in all the divisions of the days in the Torah, and in the testimony, and in the weeks, and the Jubilees, and unto eternity. This is forever, folks, until I descend and tabernacle with them throughout eternity. And he said unto the angel of presence, "Write for Moshe from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And Yahuwah will appear in the eyes of all, and all shall know that I am Elohim of Yisrael, and the father of all the children of Jacob, and the king on Mount Zion for all eternity. And Zion and Jerusalem shall be holy." And the angel of the presence who went before the camp of Israel took the tables of the divisions of the years from the time of the creation of the Torah, and of the testimony of the weeks of the Jubilees, according to the individual years, according to all the number of the Jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the new creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed, and all their creation according to the powers of the heaven, and according to all the creation of the earth, until the sanctuary of Yahuwah shall be made in Jerusalem on Mount Zion, and all the luminaries be renewed for healing, and for peace, and for blessing, for all the elect of Yisrael, and that thus it may be from that day unto all the days of the earth. So the question is, my friends, do you want to be a child of God? The child of God knows the laws of God, and they keep them, and they are a set-apart people. They are sanctified. They don't eat unclean foods. They don't worship on the wrong day. They don't drink blood. They don't marry their sister. Those are the things that our Father has given to us in uprightness and holiness. And those are things he says we should write upon our hearts, minds, and souls. And that is a commandment as well, that we are supposed to know the commandments of God, which nobody knows today. So guys, this is your challenge, is to read these books. Find a copy of the Torah, read them. Embrace yourself in that and find the laws of God as something that are wonderful, comforting, and that will keep you alive physically and spiritually.